Tulsi Gabbard, the Director of National Intelligence for the United States of America, has a real problem on her hands. And no, I'm not talking about the potential, voter fraud issue that nobody seems to want to talk about anymore. I'm talking about the fact that it's her job to come up with the presidential daily briefings, the PDBs as they're called. And she does it. The problem is Trump doesn't want to read them. We learned that during his first term in office. He doesn't like to read them, so Mike Pence at the time, then vice president, came up with the idea for the presidential daily briefings like, hey, keep them down to one page, put a lot of pictures in there. In fact, if it could be only pictures, that would be awesome. Fit them all on one page. Don't go 2 pages. He ain't flipping. He got too much to do to flip a page. And that's what we had during his first term. But during his second term, Tulsi Gabbard's like, no, I'm not doing that. I want to put together a real intelligence briefing, even though I'm pretty bad at my job. And Trump just doesn't want to see him. He doesn't want to read them. He doesn't care. He has only taken 14 presidential daily briefings since he was sworn in on January 20th, 2025. 14! A new low, by the way, for a president at this point in their term, including worse than his first term in office. 14. By contrast, by the way, he's gone golfing 88 times. He has had time for 88 rounds of golf, but only 14 presidential daily briefings. So as I said, Tulsi Gabbard finds herself in a real sticky wicket here, right? You got to figure out how to get this man to pay attention to what's happening in the world instead of getting his news from Fox News. Light bulb for Tulsi Gabbard. She realized that if she wants Donald Trump to actually pay attention to the presidential daily briefings instead of Fox News, she can just package them to look like Fox News segments. Oh, wow! Why didn't anybody think of this before? The way to reach your crazy old grandpa is to feed him propaganda disguised as Fox News, because that's the only thing in the world that he trusts. And according to not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but 5 sources in Tulsi Gabbard's office have confirmed that the best idea they have come up with so far is to start producing the presidential daily briefings as if they were segments on Fox News, so they would be videoed. They're going to have to build a studio, get yourself a good background, a TV to run a thing behind you like this. Have somebody sit there and read these things as if they were segments on Fox News. And then Trump will watch them. So I imagine it's got to be a little more hard-hitting than somebody sitting in front of a TV talking into a camera, right? You're going to have guests on there. They're going to have fake debates. You're going to have some kind of controversy. You're going to have some yelling and some shouting. You're going to have to put a pretty blonde on there if you want them to pay attention. Actually, you know what, Tulsi? Right there. That's how you do it. You want Donald Trump to pay attention to a presidential daily briefing. You don't disguise it as a Fox News video. You just disguise it as like an OnlyFans video. In fact, I'm willing to bet you could probably take a little bit of the Pentagon budget, start paying some OnlyFans creators, to do what they usually do, but also read the presidential daily briefing. And you show that to Trump, and my God, he is going to do more presidential daily briefings than anybody in the history of the presidency. That guy is going to be getting presidential daily briefings all day long, if you know what I mean. So Tulsi, your Fox News idea, not the worst thing you've ever come up with, but trust me, you want that man to pay attention? You disguise it as an adult video. And soon enough, that man will be more educated on foreign affairs than anyone else on the planet. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.